Hello, students. How are you all? I hope all of you all are well. As can be said about me and my family, during this period of coronavirus, every day we hear that somebody or the other is getting infected by this virus. But let us not be bothered much about this virus. The virus has come; it will go someday. Life has to go on, no matter what. So today we are going to take a wonderful poem which is directly or indirectly related to you people, to the teenagers. Don't you all at time feel that your parents are pestering you? How to sit, how to stand, how to walk, how to talk, what to do, what not to do. In this poem too, the character Amanda feels the same way. The poem Amanda is written by the poet Robin Klein. Robin Klein wrote children's and young adult fiction. Some of her famous books are Hating Allison, Ashley, and People Might Hear You, etc. She was born on 28th Feb 1936 at Kempsey in Australia. Her poems are full of teenage problems, teenage views, and fictitious characters for young children. The poem depicts a peculiar situation a teenager is in. But before we start this poem, I would like to tell you a very short story, or rather, I would like to summarize a very short fairy tale by the name of Rapunzel. When I was but a little lad, maybe 4 or 5 years old, my mom and dad used to tell us bedtime stories. And I remember one of the bedtime stories told by my dad to me, and that story is about Rapunzel. Rapunzel, who was very pretty, had very long flowing hair. She was captured and kept in a tall tower where nobody was allowed to see her, nobody would be able to visit her. Why was she kept in this tall tower? Because the king and the queen, when they were christening Rapunzel, they forgot, or they intentionally did not invite Rapunzel's godmother. Rapunzel's godmother, who was a witch. And it was because of a boon of the witch that Rapunzel was born. Since the witch was not invited, she kidnapped Rapunzel and placed her in a very tall tower. And then, as in all fairy tale, there's a Prince Charming who somehow comes to know about Rapunzel and he wants to visit her, but then he finds no door leading upstairs. He can see Rapunzel in the window. Then Rapunzel lets her hair down, and Prince Charming, he climbs up holding the hair. Imagine how strong her hair might be, how long her hair might be, that the Prince Charming, he climbs up the tall tower with the help of Rapunzel's hair. He used to come and say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay your hair down. And Rapunzel used to put her hair, the entire pleats of hair, golden pleats of hair, lock of hair, down the tower and used to climb up. So, in this poem, we come to see about this fictitious character, Rapunzel. We come to see about the fictitious mermaids. What are mermaids? Half human and half fish. So, Rapunzel, or Amanda, who drifts into this fictitious world, is taken into some sorts of a fairy land. So let us learn more about Amanda. Amanda's mother, she tells Amanda in a very strict voice not to bite her nails. Then she tells her not to slouch her shoulders. Instead, she wants Amanda to sit up with her back straightened. Amanda withdraws from her real life to an imaginary world. She imagines that there is a beautiful green sea in which only she lives and there is nobody there to bother her. Moreover, she is no longer a human being but has taken the form of a mermaid and is drifting along in a relaxed fashion within that sea. When a mother pesters her too much, when a mother hassles her, she closes her mind, she closes her ears to her mother's words, and she drifts into an imaginary world where she imagines herself to be a mermaid swimming alone in the vast green, pearly green sea, green sea. Amanda's mother asks Amanda whether she has completed her homework. She further asks Amanda whether she has cleaned up her own room. Finally, she asks Amanda whether she has cleaned her shoes or not. Amanda again withdraws into an imaginary world. She designs in a soft dust with her bare feet, thus making them dirtier. She cherishes the silence and the freedom. Then Amanda's mother forbids her to have any chocolate, for they might cause her to develop pimples on her face. She commands her to look at her when she is talking to her. Amanda now withdraws again into her fantasy world and imagine herself to be Rapunzel. She imagines that she is perfectly happy to live alone in the tall tower. She has nothing to worry about. In fact, she is so happy with her life that she will never let her hair down in an attempt to escape from the tower. Amanda's mother tells her to stop sulking. She also accuses Amanda of having mood swings very frequently. Finally, she tells Amanda that anyone who saw her would think that her mother has been nagging at her. What do you feel? Don't you feel that Amanda's mother is actually nagging her? So, the poem depicts the dilemma of a teenage girl when she feels that her freedom is curtailed. So, now let's read the poem and try to understand the poem line by line and para by para. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea with the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid, drifting blissfully. So the poem starts on a note where Amanda is being reprimanded, where Amanda is being checked and scolded by her mother for not to bite her nails, not to hunch her shoulders, and to stop slouching and to sit straight. Amanda prefers to live in a fantasy world. She is taken into the world of fantasy where there's an emerald green sea. Okay, languid means the relaxing green color of the sea, with the only person that is there is a mermaid, and that mermaid is nobody else but Amanda. and she is drifting blissfully. She is very happy. She is drifting about. She's taking the support of the currents and drifting far into the sea happily. Then Amanda's mother continues, "Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I am an orphan, roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet." Now, Amanda is imagining that she has no parents at all. She is an orphan without a home, without parents, without any relatives. And she is roaming the street, and with her naked feet, she is making some sort of design on the soft dust and making her feet dirtier with it. Amanda's mother continues with her nagging. "Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne. Amanda, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I'm Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair." The third time when Amanda is being reprimanded, the third time when Amanda is being scolded, nagged by her mother, this time she drifts into another world of fantasy where she fantasizes herself as Rapunzel, that imaginary character that of a fairy tale. And here she says she does not bother. In fact, she is very happy to live all by herself on a tall tower where nobody is going to bother her. This she says, "Life in a tower is tranquil and rare, peaceful." Tranquil means peaceful. "I'll certainly never let down my bright hair." Like in the character when the story which I told you of Rapunzel, 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 lay your hair down, and the Prince Charming used to climb up using the hair. So here Amanda feels that she would never ever lay her hair down. She would never want to be rescued by Mr. Prince Charming. "Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda." The last paragraph closes with the mother, in fact, accepting the fact that she is actually nagging Amanda. She tells Amanda to stop sulking, to stop feeling angry, or stop being stubborn, and stop being moody. She feels that Amanda has too many mood swings for her age, and people who would see Amanda would mistake that Amanda's mother is nagging her. Amanda's mother is troubling her, and that is why Amanda is so stubborn. So the poem in some way has a very close connection with teenage life. We all feel that our parents too often tell us what to do and what not to do, how to sit, how to talk, how to walk, with whom to talk, with whom not to talk, when to go, when not to go. All the time our parents are telling about this. But do you really feel that they are nagging you? Don't you feel that they are actually concerned for your good health, concerned for your posture? Because this is a time when your body will take the shape. If you sit straight, you will have a perfect body. If you slouch, if you bend your shoulders, you would look like that forever in your life. This is the time when you make your habits. So when your parents nag you, it is not only nagging, but it is the concern that they have for your future.